Boy, do we have a lot to cover today. Upset customer about 90% silver, folks. I'm going to explain what happened on that one. I was not there for this one at the shop. I got a phone call last night. It's kind of a funny story. We're going to talk about that. There's a lot of rumors around there about the silver squeeze, that the premiums have not gone up. That's not exactly what I said. I'm going to get into that a little bit, folks. And we're going to break dimes, quarters, halves, and peace dollars down when silver gets to $100 an ounce once again. We're going to go through some of the talk. I'm trying to open some people's minds up of cost averaging, and we're going to just get into all that. So again, thank you for subscribing if you're not yet subscribed. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the thumbs up. Let's just get into the video right now. Last night I got a phone call from the shop. Customer comes in. He bought $50 worth of face of silver dimes, a whole bag, from one of the online bullion dealers, which I don't really talk about this dealer much because they never really have $5, $10 face of silver. They normally want to sell it in, $50 face bags or $100 face bags, but whatever the case may be. So he bought it from one of those online bullion dealers, and the listing said mixed silver dimes. Okay, mixed silver dimes, fine. He was upset about, he only got dimes in the 60s, meaning 1960 to 1964. So the associate, she says, well, you got the best dimes around. They're less wear, less tear. You got no mercuries, no worn down dimes in there. Why would you want to, trade them in for silver quarters right now? But you got the gems. Some of them were BU folks, all right? I mean, they were nice. I guess they were nice looking dimes according to her. I have not seen them yet. I've not been to the shop to see them. And he says, well, I'm kind of teed off at this company. They only send me this 60s. I just had to kind of laugh because at the end of the day, it don't matter if you're not a collector, you're just a stacker. I'd rather have the dimes in the 60s myself. We were happy to take the dimes from him, trade him silver quarters. That's what he wanted. 50 for 50, we're still doing the deal on that. No uptick on that. And we were happy to help him out. He's a new customer with us. He was happy with us. But, I mean, at the end of the day, that was a good mix of dimes, I thought. Just my personal opinion, I would have been tickled pink with that one. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's not going to matter if it's 1960s, 1950s, 1940s. I mean, he wanted Roosevelt and silver dimes, but I guess he wanted more of a mix of the 40s and 50s along with it. And we just didn't have the dimes to go along with it. To swap them out. Because we would have been happy to swap those out for, some of them, like I said, they were in pretty good, gosh darn condition, but he got quarters like you see on your screen now, folks. I mean, some of them a little bit worn down, some of them in better shape. That's what he wanted, fine. We will keep the customer happy that way. If we go into $1.40 face, most of us know $1.40 face equals 1 ounce of silver. Anyways, that's the standard industry right now. We have to always think about outside the box. And I know it's hard for even me sometimes to think outside the box. And what I mean by that is we have to not always think about the what ifs. But we do have to think about the what ifs. What if the dollar goes away and we really start trading in silver or gold? And they start weighing the stuff at the stores. Let's just take the worst case scenario, folks. It could come down to that. Where it's not $1.40 face, it's actually an ounce of silver. They're going to weigh it by grams. And you don't want to leave money on the table when you have bigger pieces of silver, especially if you live in the United States, anywhere. I mean, Canada's at 80% silver. We're going to get that into a minute as well. It could get down to paying in grams, folks. Who knows? We got to prepare for everything. We got to think outside the box, not about what is happening exactly right now. Who knows? Yeah, we can't live all our lives in what ifs, but we got to prepare for every scenario out there because we don't know what's going to happen next. Okay, we just don't know. So with that being said, I had a viewer contact me in the comment section. Says, I always talk about dimes. I never talk about quarters, half dollars. Yeah, I do actually. But I can see this viewer's point. Yeah, I am about the dimes. And I'm going to tell you why I like the dimes a lot more. Actually, I like the quarters more, but the dimes, 14 dimes right now, when we get into a bottle situation, 14 dimes, that's 1 ounce of silver. That could be 14 transactions, folks. That really could be 14 transactions for 1 ounce of silver. Keep in mind, you're not going to go to Starbucks right now and trade in silver. You're not going to go in Walmart right now, trade in silver. But think about a $100 bill today. You go to Starbucks first thing in the morning. I've said this before on this channel. Starbucks may not have the change to break that $100 bill for a $5, $6 cup of coffee. Is either you're going to leave the coffee there. If you know that you're associate, they may say just pay you next time. That could happen. Or you're going to have to pull out your credit card or your debit card and to pay for the cup of coffee. Or if you don't have a debit card or credit card, you got to leave the coffee behind and you're out with your coffee. Smaller bills right now are the best way to go paying for stuff. It might come down to smaller fractional pieces of silver as well. Who knows? I got 1 ounce silver, folks. I got 2 ounce silver. I got 10 ounce silver. Me personally, I don't stack anything more than 10 ounces. That might not be right for everybody. When you're shopping for silver, folks, check out channel sponsor Pinbacks.com. They still have the rolls of dimes on sale. 5 rolls or more. Check them out. Let them know that Coin Shop Chris sent you. They have awesome deals throughout the whole website. You're going to get the best customer service out there. Thank you, Pinbacks, for sponsoring Coin Shop Chris. So this viewer reached out to me saying that I talked about dimes. And that is one reason, folks, that, you know, fractional silver, especially 90% silver, is great to have. 1 ounce silver, whatever. But when it comes down to a bottleable situation, think about people not having change. When I used to do the flea market in Maine, I went to the bank the day before. Got 1s, got 5s, got 10s, got some dimes, not silver dimes, but just regular dimes, quarters. And a lot of these people that go to the flea market every single weekend like I did, never did that. Never went to the bank. They always said, can you break this 20? Can you break this 10? What is wrong? You people should know by now. Really, if you're going to run a business, you better have the change. And it's not the people's fault who come to the flea markets or yard sales, have a $20 bill and buy something for $2. You're going to run a yard sale, you better go to the bank and get some change to make that sale. I was like the banker, folks. And it got sickening. After a while, I said, the heck with you guys. I'm not breaking no more change. Made him go to the bank themselves. I said, I go to the bank Thursdays for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we do the flea market. It takes 10 minutes to walk into a bank and get change. That's what I told them. And I said, I'm done helping you guys out getting your change, making your sales. Because when someone comes along to my table, then I don't have enough change to help them, then I'm going to lose the sale. Not going to happen no more. Go get your own gosh darn change. Keep in mind, folks, that anything's possible with silver, gold. Anything's possible. People think the dollar can't collapse. Again, the dollar has lost 96.23% of its value. Can I say any more? from the creation of the dollar. So now, we're going to get into the prices once again. War nickel right now is melting for $1.90. At $100 silver. Someone's going to say in there, well, we need to get to 50 first. Absolutely, you're correct. I'm going to say that right out front, because I know someone was going to say that we need to get to 50 first. Folks, at $37, there's not much room, there's not much data from 37 to 50, and there's no data past 50. Look at gold right now. There is no data where we're at now. Gold seen, so-called, I heard this on Canadian Prepper last night, so I'm going to repeat what the guy said on his channel. Gold is seeing blue skies right now. He's saying the same thing about silver. Once it reaches $50 an ounce, it's seeing blue skies. Who knows how high it's going to go? Let me just throw that out there. Canadian Prepper did an excellent interview with, I can't remember the guy's name, I apologize. But Nate did a great job with that interview. Check him, that video is about 30 minutes long, folks. Silver dime is melting for $2.44 right now. At $100 silver, in dollar terms, $7.23. Silver quarter has a melt value right now of $6.12. Again, in dollar terms, at $100 silver, that would melt for $18.08. Silver half, 90%, melting for $12.26, excuse me. At $100 silver, $36.17. 40% silver. The people get on my behind about this one. The melters don't want them. Again, stop looking at what the melters want now. Think ahead. I'm trying to get that message. Stop worrying about what's happening today. Look ahead. Look outside that little box. Open that box up and peek your head out of it. Look what's coming down the road, folks. At $100 silver, 40% will melt for $14.78. At Morgan's in peace dollars, they're melting for $26.17 right now. At $100 silver, $77.34. And in dollar terms, who knows if the dollar's going to be around? Okay? Who knows it's going to be around? Comment also said, how about, what's my opinion on 80% silver dimes from Canada? Look, I'm in Florida, folks. I love them, okay? I used to live in Maine. I think there's a big cutoff in the country where you're going to be able to use them in a grid down situation, a dollar collapse situation. The closer you are to the Canadian border, I do believe they'd be more accepted. You get in the South, they may not be so accepted. Maybe in Florida, because we do get a lot of people from Canada in the winter months. When I lived in Maine, we used to use Canadian change sometimes. We get a Canadian quarter, Canadian dime, Canadian nickel. I mean, I'm not talking about silver now. Just everyday change. People didn't mind getting that change back. Most people didn't care because it was just accepted, really accepted as a quarter, as a U.S. quarter, or U.S. dime, U.S. nickel. It just got accepted that way. Go to East Texas. I used to live in Quitman, Texas, folks. Worked in the convenience store. You try to give a Canadian quarter to somebody there, it's a whole different ballgame. I don't want that. That's Canadian. It kind of took me by surprise. But with me living in Maine and New Hampshire, we're a lot closer to the Canadian border than Texas is. Like I said, I think there'll be a fine line of acceptance, non-acceptance. Just going with that, folks. I don't know the future. I don't. But that, me, I don't stack Canadian. Dimes, quarters, I do stack Canadian Maple Leafs. I love the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs are going to be more widely accepted than the 80% silver in some parts of the country. That's my opinion. I love the Canadian change. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it. To be honest with you, I rather stack Canadian maples, silver maples over silver eagles. I just like the design better than the silver eagles. That's just my personal opinion. Again. And we all have opinions. Some people like the eagles better. That's absolutely fine. I got eagles, yes. You guys seen them. I got type 1s, type 2s. I got them all. But at the end of the day, that's where I feel the 90% silver comes in play for smaller transactions down the road. Don't give up more silver than you have to, folks. If we get into a bottomable situation, you wouldn't do it with the paper dollar. So don't do it with the silver. I'll end it here with this. The new 2026 Red Book is out, folks. Just got this in the mail yesterday. I told you I was going to show you when it came in. There it is. I got mine on Amazon for $15.08, something like that. They have done a terrific job with the Red Book this year. I'm not going to put no link for the Red Book because you guys know I don't do commission sales on this channel. You can get them on eBay. You can get them on Amazon. Just check for the best price, folks. That's all I got to say. Check for the best price out there. If you've not picked one up for a couple years, maybe a good year to pick one up. And for the average stacker out there, I'll say this again. No, I don't think you're going to need one every single year. But if you have not picked one up in the last couple years, at least, I would pick this one up. Get the updated version. I think the money is well spent on it. I get one every single year because of the business I'm in, folks. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be buying one every single year. But if you bought one last year even, I would recommend picking one up because it's a better, they got more information than years past in the book. I've not had a chance to dissect it, but what I've seen, I'm impressed with it this year. Again, I'm not going to put no link for any special price or any, I'm not ever going to do that to you folks. You guys know I'm not going to take a sponsorship. It's going to offer me a commission. I'm not going to try to make a commission off this channel for anything. You guys are going to have to go do your own due diligence and search it for yourself for the Red Book if you want the Red Book. Yeah, I do that just because I don't want anybody being pressured into saying, oh, CoinShop Chris, here's the link, and then you're not happy with the book. Then I make my little 2% commission from Amazon. No. That's not how I'm going to run this channel at all. Yeah, I could make a little extra cash on it if a couple hundred people bought the Red Book underneath the link. Yeah, I'm sure I could. But at the end of the day, that's not the right thing to do for me. If you folks have any questions about silver, gold, or platinum, my email's in the description of every single video. Reach out to me. I'm happy to help everybody out there. Don't forget, you can also call Pinbacks, ask them questions. Anything on their website, ask them questions. Don't mean you're to buy that day. The more knowledge you folks pick up, the better off we're all going to be. The information's out there. I'm just passing the information on what I know. And it's always changing. It's rapidly changing each day. Thank you for watching. CoinShop Chris is out.